Let me show you the settings and options in your group settings. So if you're an administrator, you can set up different options and different things for your group to use during matches and during setups and that kind of thing. So first we're going to go to our groups, and then I'm going to go to this Tuesday Fun group. And then in the top right, you'll see a gear icon, and let's click that. And now we can see all the different settings for the Tuesday Fun group. Some of these you set up or chose whenever you were setting the group up, but some of them are new once you've set a group up. So let's go to the group information. Here we can change the name, we can change the description, we can change the match frequency, we can add other commissioners or administrators if we want to. They have to be a member of the group before you can select them to be an admin. And then in the match settings, the player preferences is allowing players to give TeeRival a guideline of whether they'd like to play early in the group or late in the group. You can turn that on or off. The game format reveal is where you're telling players what the game for the week is going to be before they register or waiting until after they register. And then the handicap percentage is if you want to use something less than 100% for the course handicaps, you can select that there. In the demographics and handicap, here you can change the minimum number of players for your group, and the maximum. You set these whenever you created the group, who can play in it, the handicap ranges. These are all settings that you saw in the creation of the group. Here under members, this is an important screen. You're going to get notifications when people want to join the group, and you will find those people over under pending approval. And so you can see test user 20 has asked for approval, can't play in the group until I approve them. I'll hit the green check mark and they'll move over to members. Whenever you're on members, you can go to their gear icon and you can remove them from the group if you want to, if for some reason they need to leave. Now in the tee times area here, you can set the normal interval for tee times between 7 and 15 minutes. And then if groups have less than 4 players, do you want them to play as the first tee time in the group or the last tee time in the group? Usually that's going to be the first, so that's why it defaults to the group, the first group. And then again, we have another area where you can request early, late tee times if they want to do that, if you want to turn that functionality on. Now for games, this is an important screen. One, if you want to request a game format, you can do that with the button up top. The game rotation you selected whenever you were setting up the group. Right now it's set to mixed, but if you always play the exact same game every single match that you play, you can select always the same game, or you can select that the admin chooses at setup. I'm going to select that. And then for the game variants, there may be more games here than you see because we're adding them all of the time. But under Nassau, for instance, you can go into some of the normal settings that the group would use to play Nassau. So this allows you to customize your group to what you want it to be in terms of, if I go to Left Right Vegas here, do you play for $1 a point or 50 cents a point? Do you have greenies usually? And that way you don't have to constantly change these every time you're setting up a match. It's going to default to these settings, and then you can change them if you want to when you set up a match. If for some reason you're veering off of what you normally do. So that is the games. And then in the pairings and rotation, this is helping TeeRival understand what kind of algorithms you want to use if people are canceling, or if you need to send the pairings to personnel at the club. So it'll allow you to email someone at the administration of the golf course if you need to tell them what the tee times are and what the pairings are, so they can update the tee sheet, things like that. And then as far as team rotation goes, you selected this, whether you wanted it to be random or based on handicap. I'm going to leave it as handicap and hit save. And then under the fees, this is another important piece. You can click that we just play for fun, which means that there will be no fees. But in most cases, you're trying to put together some kind of wagers for the group. And so the entry fee is just that. That is what each player pays to the commissioner at let's say, the beginning of the match. And that is going to be used for winnings for whoever wins the match today. If there's an administrative fee, let's say you charge everyone $25, $20 of which goes to the game and $5 goes to, say, lunch or some other activity or even compensation to the administrator or the commissioner. You can add that in the admin fee. And then if people cancel inside of the cancellation policy deadline, which we have it set to 24 hours here, but you can reach it all the way out to 72 hours. And if you've been a commissioner for a while, you know cancellations can kind of be a problem sometimes. So this is a way to penalize those people, where if they come back for the next match, not only do they pay the entry fee, but they also have to pay the cancellation fee to get into the next match if they canceled so close to the deadline that it created a problem, in this case 24 hours. And this last setting is approved payouts before match is complete. You can decide after the match is played what the payouts of the entry fee pool is going to be. If you want to make sure that's hard-coded before the match starts, you can set that setting there. That is it, other than the delete group button. That's pretty self-explanatory. So those are the settings for your groups. And if you have any questions about that, reach out to support. We will help you make sure you get it right. Appreciate you watching the video.